Yes, and where did you get those burgers, Franklin? And did you bring enough for the whole class? Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It's Spokane Steve. We've got a 66 ball game today. Hello there, Kenyon. How you doing? We're going to complete the series between the Washington Senators and the Boston Red Sox today. These teams played a doubleheader when last we met. They split that doubleheader. It was a wild one. Phil Ortega will pitch for the Senators today. Jerry Stevenson for the Red Sox. Senators come in 23-22. Boston 18-27. Bear with me, I'm trying to get my eyes to focus. I don't know if the lighting is different or weird today or what exactly. That's an ugly card for Stevenson, at least stats-wise. Let's look at the cards. Ortega pretty good, but he gives up a lot of homers. Not surprisingly, he allowed 29 home runs and 197 innings, in real life. His peripherals look pretty good. Let's see what they've done in our replay. Ortega is 2-3 with a 4.04. This will be his 10th start. He had one complete game. It was a shutout. Stevenson 1-5 with a 4.6 ERA. 10 starts, one complete game. Both pitchers allowing about a hit an inning, just a tick under, which is pretty impressive for these cards. Hey there, Michael. I'm good, buddy. How you doing? Hello, Ben. Hello, Al. Franklin is not sharing his burgers. Okay? Well, you know, that's his prerogative. I haven't been that hungry, really. I had some oatmeal and berries earlier, and that's really all I need right now. I have some stuff to make a sandwich later after the game. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here's the lineup for the Senators. Bob Savarin leads off at second base. Ken McMullen at third base. Jim King in right field. In fact, I think this is the exact lineup they used in the last game. Frank Howard in left in the cleanup spot. Dick Nen at first base. Don Locke in center field. Doug Camilli will do the catching, Eddie Brinkman at shortstop, and Ortega batting ninth. Stevenson takes the mound. Oh, that's a bummer, Ben. I hate that. I had someone trying to sell me new phone or internet when I went to the grocery store today. I tell you, if mine wasn't so cheap, I'd have considered it. Of course, my 2-year deal is up pretty soon, so they'll probably stick it to me then. Maybe I might be shopping around here in another 3 weeks. Oh, still can't seem to get my eyes focused today. Okay, we're going to try it. Stevenson ready to work. Bob Savarin steps in. Savarin at .258, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. Switch hitter batting left-handed against the right-handed Stevenson. Stevenson with the windup. Here we go. It's a 2-6 right-handed grounder second base. Jones is there, throws him out. And there's one down. Jones at second, Scott at first. Smith at short. Yeah, look at that. Foy at third, Yastrzemski, Gosker, and Canigliaro left to right, and Ryan doing the catching for Boston. Here's Ken McMullen. McMullen at 233, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. Stevenson with the pitch. That's a 1-6 right-handed fly to straightaway center. Gosker is there. So Stevenson not wasting any time here in the first inning. Excuse me. And here's Jim King. King at 276. Team leading 8 home runs. And a team leading at 23 RBIs, all in just 98 at-bats. Left-handed hitting outfielder standing in. Stevenson into the windup. The pitch is a 3-7 righty, grounder first base. Scott has it, underhands to Stevenson covering. And it's a neat 1-2-3 inning for Jerry Stevenson. After half an inning of play, Washington nothing. Boston coming to bat against Phil Ortega. For Boston, it'll be Joe Foy in the leadoff spot at third base. Jim Gosker's in center. Carl Yastrzemski in left. George Scott at first base hitting fourth. Tony Canigliaro in right field in the 5 spot. Dalton Jones at second base. Mike Ryan behind the plate. George Smith at shortstop, and Stevenson batting ninth. The Green Monster is the target today for both teams. Joe Foy comes to the plate. He's the leading hitter on the club at 304. 8 home runs, 17 RBIs. Ortega gets the sign. The windup and the pitch is a 1-7 righty. Fly ball to straightaway center. Locke is there and puts it away. That'll bring up Jim Gosker, the center fielder. Gosker at just 189, 1 home run. Ortega into the windup. Pitch to Gosker is a 2-7 right-handed, and that is going to be a liner towards second, single to 11, and that is speared by a leaping Saverin on a 12. Saverin climbed the ladder to get that one. Gosker shaking his head as he walks back to the dugout. Here's Carl Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski, 254, 5 home runs, 21 RBIs. Here's the windup and the pitch to Yaz. It's a 5-9 left-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Going back is King. At the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run, Yastrzemski. So on a 5-9-7, he rolled the 1. And on Carl Yastrzemski's 6th home run of the season, the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. Hello there, Mike. Oh yeah, opening day today. You know, I forgot, I remembered, and then I forgot again. I was going to put a game on. Let me see what else is being said here. Hello there, Gerald. Welcome into the chat, buddy. Tomorrow, the home opener for Tampa Bay. Yeah, and what a weird situation that is. So Franklin, if you wouldn't mind catch me up, and anyone else who might not know, where did they land? Where are they playing? in what I think will be their last year there, honestly. Here's George Scott hitting .263, team leading 10 home runs and 27 RBIs. Ortega gets the sign. The pitch to Scott is a 2-4. He goes the other way with it and lifts a lazy fly ball to right field, drifting over his king. And he puts it away to retire the side. The Red Sox get 1 run on the Carl Yastrzemski home run. And after 1 inning of play, it's 1-0 Boston. And here's Stevenson. Frank Howard will lead it off for Washington. Howard at .297, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs. Stevenson gets the sign. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch to Howard. It's a 5-7 right-handed, and he walks him. Leadoff walk to Howard. Very slow, of course. And Dick Nen will be the hitter now. Nen just 22 for 114. That's a 193 average. 2 homers, 14 RBIs for the left-handed hitting first baseman. Stevenson out of the stretch now. Pitch to Nen is a 3-7. He hits a fly ball to center field. Going back a bit is Gosker. He's there. And there's 1 down. That'll bring up Don Locke, the center fielder. Don hitting .219, 5 home runs, 10 RBIs. The pitch from Stevenson. 3-7 right-handed, struck him out. Home plate umpire Al Salerno rings him up. And that'll bring up Tony Conigliaro. Nope, that'll bring up Doug Camilli. What the hell am I looking at? Get in the game, Steve. Camilli at .220, just 11 for 50. 2 home runs, though. Stevenson with the pitch. 5-2 right-handed is a hard smash to third. Backhanded by Foy. Across to Scott, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, 1 left. And there's my answer. Steinbrenner Field, Yankees minor league park in Tampa. Dressed up in Rays stuff. That's got to be a little strange. What is the crowd capacity? Anybody know? I guess it doesn't matter, does it, Franklin? It's not like they exactly pack them in as it was, right? And it's a shame, too. I mean, it's a model organization. I'll tell you what, from a keeper league perspective, when a player goes to Tampa, I'm looking to trade for that player. Bottom of the second, Tony C. will lead things off for Boston. Conigliaro hitting .241. 7 home runs, and second on the team with 26 runs batted in. Ortega gets the sign. Here's the pitch now on a 1-4 comebacker. Ortega has it, flips it over to Nen, and there's 1 down. That'll bring up Dalton Jones, the left-handed hitting infielder. Jones at 298, 1 homer, 4 RBIs. Ortega gets the sign from Camille. Here's the pitch to Jones. It's a 2-6 right-handed. Hot smash to first, and then he'll take it himself. 2 outs quickly here in the second. And the batter will be Mike Ryan, the catcher. Ryan in there for his glove, not his bat. He's hitting just 170, no home runs. Ortega with the pitch. 1-5 righty, and he goes the other way with it. Little shallow blooper into right. It's going to drop in front of King for a base hit. Mike Ryan with a 2-out single, and that'll get George Smith to the plate here in the bottom of the second. Just getting underway here today. Got my coffee. Smith hitting 226, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. Ortega out of the stretch now. Pitch to Smith is a 3-9 right-handed. Struck him out. No runs a hit, 1 left. We've played 2. It's 1-0 Boston. I'm going to take a quick... I have to blow my nose. I'm just a mess here today. Hang on. That has to be better. Yeah, I'm part Italian, so I've got a 2 Kleenex schnoz for sure. Oh my. And they jacked up the price. Just for opening day or overall? And there's Michael Haynes. I was waiting for you when Ryan came to bat. Probably your second favorite player behind Woody Woodward, I'm guessing, right? Eddie Brinkman will lead off the third for Washington. Hang on, I'll field a question here from Larry Mullins. Hello, Larry. Do I play other sims? I played some many years ago in my younger day. Strictly a Strat-O-Matic guy. Okay, here's Brinkman now, hitting 271, 2 homers, 18 RBIs. Stevenson with the windup. Pitch to Brinkman's a 2-7 right-handed. He lifts one into center field. Drifting over is Gosker, and he puts it away. 1 down. That'll bring up Ortega, a right-handed hitter. The pitch from Stevenson, 2-8, struck him out. You see that dice jump there? The white die. Here's Saverin. Saverin 0 for 1. Batting lefty. Stevenson into the windup now. 1-5 righty. Saverin goes the other way with it and bloops it into left field. First hit of the day for Washington. Let's check the... Normally not a threat to run, but let's check the battery. Stevenson with an atrocious +9 hold. Ryan is 0. Of course, the most it can be is 5, but that makes Saverin an 18. Not a star stealer, but a 6-7 chance of getting it. They're going to hold him on at 16. And with 2 down, why not? He's going to try for it. He's out on an 11, of course. On a 9, he does not get the lead. And here's the next pitch to Ken McMullen. From the stretch, 4-7 right-handed. That is a liner towards third. And speared by Joe Foy to retire the side. Oh my, that looked like it was headed into left field. Single to 15. And McMullen retired on the line out to third. No runs, a hit, one left. Yeah, there were a lot of those guys then, though, Michael. If you could play catcher, second, or short well, they didn't care what you hit. I remember when I was a kid, the Angels used to use Sandy Alomar as their leadoff man. I think he had like a 260 on base or something like that. Seems insane by today's standards, right? Stevenson will lead off the bottom of the third. He is a left-handed hitter. Ortega with a 2-8 struck him out. Second K for Ortega. Exactly, Al. Speed at the top. And of course, the second, you wanted your two-hitter to be a bat control guy. Always loved that. So he can bunt, hit and run. Two more things you don't see anymore. Here's Foy 0 for 1. Ortega gets the sign. That's a 5-6 right-handed. Grounder to shortstop. Brinkman has it. Throws to Nen. 2 down. That'll bring up Gosker. Gosker lined to second in the first. Ortega's set now. The pitch to Gosker is a 2-8 right-handed. Ground ball into the hole. Brinkman is there. Plants and throws. And that'll do it. 1, 2, 3 go the Sox in the bottom of the third. So a solo blast by Yastrzemski, and that's where it is. 1-0 after 3. I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time seeing anything today. It's a struggle. I sat down at the last minute, which doesn't help. Usually I sit down a few minutes early and get used to the lighting. Anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, well, you know, I've always said it before, Franklin. I think Weaver really changed the game, or at least was instrumental. I'm not saying he changed the game all by himself, but he was certainly a force. Jim King leading off for the Senators. He's 0 for 1. Stevenson gets the sign now from Ryan. There's the pitch. That's going to be a 4-11 lefty. It's a grounder to first X. Tough chance for Scott. First X play of the day. 3E15. Scott to his right. It's going to be a 19. He's there. Underhands to Stevenson covering. And there's one down on the 3-1X. Here's Frank Howard. Howard walked his first time up. Walked to lead off the second. Stevenson into the windup. 2-4 righty. Grounded up the middle. Cut off there by Smith. Turns and throws in time. Smith plenty of time with Howard running. 2 down, and here's Dick Nen. Stevenson with the sign. The pitch. 3-4. Comebacker, Stevenson knocks it down, now picks it up, takes a couple steps to first, and tosses it to Scott for the out. 1, 2, 3 go the Senators in the fourth. Jerry Stevenson looking very sharp today. And his club on top, 1-0. Exactly, Al. Horace Clark and Dick Hauser. Kind of typical of the era. Well, especially 68. I mean, my goodness. Tough year for hitters in general. And here's Carl Yastrzemski to lead off the bottom of the fourth. He homered his first time up. The game's only run so far. Ortega into the windup. Pitch to Yaz on a 6-9 lefty. That's going to be a high fly ball to center field. Locke going back, and he makes the catch. Triple to 3. And here's Scott now. Ortega with the pitch. 5-4 righty. Fly to center field X. Locke again. Good outfielder, Don Locke. 2E9, ranging to his right. On a 3, he's not going to get there. That drops in for a base hit. Locke rounds it up, gets it back in, and Scott holds with a single. Here's Tony C now, 0 for 1. Ortega working from the stretch. Comes to the plate, 4-10. Shallow fly to left field. Coming on is Frank Howard. He's there. And with 2 away, Dalton Jones will be the batter. Ortega from the stretch. 2-2. Liner right into the glove of Saverin. Oh, he hit that one right on the screws, but right at the second baseman. And that'll do it for Boston in the fourth. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. We've played 4 innings. 1-0 Red Sox. First inning home run by Yastrzemski. I'm really dragging today. My apologies. I'm trying to muster that energy. Very busy day yesterday. And then as a special added bonus, I woke up at 6 in the morning. Okay, 5th inning. Don Locke to start it off. He struck out his first time. Stevenson into the windup. 1-7 right-handed. That's going to be hit into left field. And that'll be a base hit for Locke. Leadoff single for Locke. Plus 518. He's not a star stealer, though. With a 7 through 9 automatic caught, he's not going anywhere. And here's Camille. Stevenson now working from the stretch. 1-8 right-handed. That's a ground ball right to Smith. He goes to Jones for 1. On to Scott. Double play. Right, Franklin? Yeah, I didn't expect this. Pitchers duel in Fenway with these 2 starters. Here's Eddie Brinkman, 0 for 1. Stevenson into the windup. It's a 2-8 righty. Comebacker. Stevenson has it. Takes a couple steps towards first and tosses it to Scott to retire the side. No runs, a hit, and nobody left. And just like that, we're halfway through. 1-0 Boston. Bottom third of the order for the Red Sox. It'll be Mike Ryan to start things off. He singled his first time up. Here's Ortega now staring in to get the sign. The windup and the pitch is a 4-10 right-handed shallow fly to left. Frank Howard is there. He was playing shallow. And he makes the catch for the out. Here's Smith, struck out his first time. Ortega studying the signs. Here's the windup and the pitch to Smith. It's a 2-7 right-handed. Fly ball to straightaway center. Lock drifting over and makes the grab. 2 down quickly, and here's Stevenson. Left-handed hitter. The pitch, a 6-6. Liner right into the glove of Brinkman. A little soft liner to short. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for Phil Ortega. And there it is. After 5 complete, 1-0 Red Sox. Stevenson, I didn't notice this until now, by the way, rated just 5 for endurance, so he's already in his second endurance inning. Facing Ortega. On a 1-8, struck him out. So down goes Ortega, top of the order. Bob Saverin, who's 1 for 2 today. Did they already lose, Steve? And welcome, by the way. They've certainly been mentally eliminated by me. I can say that for a fact. I was talking about them with a buddy of mine the other day. We were looking at their depth chart online. And I said, I don't think there's one guy here who I'd even want on a draft league team. Robert Jr., probably, but certainly not based on his 2024 card. He's not going to help you this year. Saverin 1 for 2, batting lefty. Stevenson with the pitch. It's a 2-10, pops him up right side. Jones waving his arms, and he'll take it. That'll bring up McMullen with 2 down. Ken 0 for 2. Stevenson comes right in there with a 4-8 right-handed, and it's a little outside, and McMullen will take his base. 2-out walk to Ken McMullen. Second walk issued by Stevenson, and the batter will be Jim King. Stevenson checks the runner. Now comes in there with a 3-6, and that's outside. And we have activity now in the Boston pen. Right-hander Bucky Brandon throwing. Unavailables today, just Cox for Washington. Cox, you might remember, worked both games of the doubleheader, so he'll be taking the day off. First and second, 2 down, and up to the plate strides Big Frank Howard. Senators trying to get on the board. One more hitter walk will fatigue Stevenson, and here's the pitch. It's a 6-5, grounder to shortstop X. Tough chance for Smith, who's a 4.72. Hold your breath on this one. On a 14, he makes the play and throws him out. Nice play, Smith. So Stevenson wiggles out of it. No runs, no hits, 2 left on. A chance goes a-wasting for Washington. They had the right guy up there. And Stevenson so far just cruising along. Ortega right there with him. One mistake to Yastrzemski. Other than that, he's also looked very sharp today. And here's the top of the Boston order in the bottom of the inning. It'll be Foy to start things off. Foy 0 for 2. It even has the same dimensions. So it's a hitter's park. They're used to playing in a pitcher's park. That'll be interesting. And I imagine it's not enclosed, so there's going to be some hot, humid days there in the dog days for sure. That does not bode well. Oh, what a mess. Ortega with the pitch to Foy, 2-6 right-handed, and he loses in ball 4. A leadoff walk to Foy. First walk issued by Ortega. Ortega rated 7 for endurance. And here's Jim Gosker now. And he squares to bunt. 4 on a V. Bunts it to the pitcher. His only play is to first, and Foy takes second on the sacrifice. That'll bring up Yastrzemski, Scott to follow. So with Gosker coming into the game at 189, good move there by Billy Herman, and here's Yaz now. Ortega with the pitch. 1-8 right-handed. Base hit into right field. They're going to send Foy, and he will score on the RBI by Yastrzemski. 2-0 Red Sox. Yastrzemski at first, a star 15 Steeler. Let's take a look at Washington's battery now. Ortega a -1 hold. Camellia 0. So Yaz at 14 will be held on at 12. 1 down, and here's Scott. Ortega out of the stretch. Pitch to Scott is a 1-7. Grounder to short, but it's an A+. That'll go through for a base hit. Yastrzemski all the way to third. So with the runner held, it's a single. And the Red Sox have him cornered with 1 out in the 6th. And now they're going to get busy in the Washington pen. And with their pen being a little short-staffed today, I'm going to check their usage numbers real quick here. Lyons Humphreys, basically. It's going to be the left-hander Dick Lyons throwing down there. And their batter will be Canigliaro. The A's are, but on the other hand, the A's are probably thrilled to be out of Oakland. I would have to think anyway. I know I would be thrilled to be out of Oakland. Infield at double play depth. There's the pitch to Canigliaro. It's a 2-8 right-handed, and he pops him up left side. Brinkman has it. And that's a big out for Ortega. Dalton Jones will be the hitter with 2 down. 2-0 Boston here in the bottom of the 6th. Ortega gets the sign. On a 5-6 lefty, pop up right side. Savarin waving his arms. And Ortega gets out of that cheaply enough. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left on. After 6 complete, it is 2-0 Red Sox. Stevenson in his 3rd endurance inning now. He's only given up 2 singles in this ballgame. A single to Savarin in the 3rd and a single by Locke to lead off the 5th. He was erased on a double play ball. And Washington will send Nanalock and Camille to the plate here in the 7th. Hello, Joe, and you are right. You are so right. So right. Yeah, they don't have any dome either. It's going to be hot. I've spent quite a bit of time in Sacramento. Yes, sirree. Dick Nano for 2. Stevenson into the windup now. It's going to be a 6-5 left-handed. Grounder to short X. Smith tested once again with that 4E72. And here's the play on a 5. He's not going to get that one. That's into left field for a single. And now one more hit or walk will fatigue Stevenson. Bucky Brandon's ready. And the batter is Locke. Locke 1 for 2. Stevenson takes a deep breath. Now from the stretch. It's a 1-6 to Locke, and that's a high fly ball driven to left center. Going back is Yastrzemski. Back, over the wall and gone. And we've got a tie ball game. 1-6 right-handed to 15. The roll was an 8. And for Don Locke, his 6th home run of the season. Out to the mound comes Herman. And that's going to do it for Stevenson, who is fatigued. Well, Stevenson pitched a hell of a game. He just ran out of gas. Bucky Brandon will come on. Stevenson just 4 hits. Three walks, 3 strikeouts. Bucky Brandon on the year, 19 appearances, 1 and 2 with a save, ERA high at 4.88. The batter will be Doug Camille. Brandon ready to go to work. The windup, the pitch to Camille. 5-4 right-handed catcher's card. That's Ryan. Ryan, a fine defensive catcher. 2-3. On a 20. It's a foul out. The play made by Ryan. That's the first out of the inning, and Eddie Brinkman will be the hitter. Brandon gets his sign from Ryan. Here's the pitch. 3-8 right-handed. Ground ball third base way. Foy charging it on the run to Scott, and he's got him. 2 down. 7th inning for Ortega with 2 down. Tough call here. With 2 outs, he's going to hit. It's once he reaches his fatigue inning SS, which in his case was 5. It's 3 in 1 inning, but 4 in 2 or 5 over 3. So he reached 4 in 2, and he also reached 5 over 3. His endurance inning. No, the 5th doesn't count because he only gave up 1. Anyway, he gave up 2 in the 6, so he only needed 2 more to have 4 over 2. 3 in 1, 4 in 2, 5 in 3. Does that make sense? We're going to let Ortega hit. The pitch from Brandon, 3-6 righty. Grounder to short, Smith, 2 Scott, and that'll do it. Senators tie it on the 2-run homer by Don Locke. as we stretch for the 7th, it's 2-2. And of course, you guys know the drill by now. I'm going to top off my coffee and we'll fire up the Mookie can. Come for the game, stay for the mook. You know, you won't have to look far. No siree, he is right behind me. I'm talking the microwave, of course. Just in case you get any ideas of breaking my mug there, buddy. It's funny how they get used to things. I can remember when the sound of that microwave would freak him out and he'd be leaping off of there. Meow, meow. I'm waving my arm around, making him look. No? I'm reading Joel's comment now. Well, let's see here. Let's take a look at it. That's the way I've always played it. Pitcher endurance. Pitcher endurance. Pitcher reaches his point of weakness in either of two ways. He reaches his point of weakness inning, or any inning after that, and allows any combination of 3 hits or unintentional walks in the same inning. He reaches his point of weakness in any inning after that he allows any combination of 4 hits or unintentional walks in any 2 consecutive innings. So there is no 5 after 3. But I suppose that would never come into play. Or would it? In other words, I'm thinking if you reached 5 after 3, you would have probably already reached 4 after 2. Maybe not. 5 after 3, a house. Yeah, I always thought it went up by 1 each additional inning. Apparently it doesn't, though. The rules just say 3 and 1, 4 and 2. But is there a scenario where you could have 5 and 3 without having 4 and 2? I don't think there is. Phil Ortega, this will be his first inning of potential fatigue. And it'll be the bottom of the Red Sox order here. Mike Ryan to start it off. He's 1 for 2 today. Ortega with the pitch. That's going to be a 4-7 right-handed. A liner towards third. Single to 3. And that is speared at third by McMullen. That'll bring up George Smith. And what to do now with Brandon, who I should have double switched for. Blew that one. My apologies, guys. Too late now. The pitch to Smith is a 6-5 right-handed. Grounder to short X. That's Brinkman. 2E29 for Steady Eddie. He's charging it on a 5. He gloves it and fires to Nen for the out. Brandon, a 3-hitting pitcher. And they've got switch right, left, right, left. They're going to hit for him. Basically, they probably don't want Brandon facing any left-handed hitters anyway. That makes my decision easier. Hang on, so they actually used no, we don't want to do that either. Ken Sanders will begin warming in the Kansas City pen and coming to bat. Wait, no, he's in, what am I saying? Okay, just shoot me. Ken Sanders will begin warming in the Boston pen, of course. It says Kansas City on his card. Let's see what we've got here. Green, Thomas, Casco. George Thomas is going to be the pinch hitter. Two down, here's the pitch to Thomas. 2-5 right-handed, struck him out. Thomas down on strikes. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox. Still a 2-2 tie. You know, I don't honestly know, Franklin. I know there's another move coming up. Let me take a look at least at transactions that are coming up soon. I'm trying to find the next. Then there's the June draft was on the 7th. They got all that in here. Kansas City trade on June the 10th. Kansas City trade on June the 13th. There is one transaction on this date, but it was after the game. That was the Boston-Cleveland deal. Here's Bob Savarin, 1 for 3. Sanders ready to go to work. Let's check Ken's stats here. Sanders on the season, he's been in 14 games, 3-2 with 1 save and a 4.35. He goes into the windup now to pitch to the lefty Savarin on a 3-10. He pops him up on the right side. Scott makes the call and makes the catch. That'll bring up McMullen. 0 for 2 with the walk as Sanders is set now. The pitch is a 3-10 right-handed. Ground ball wide to second. Jones is there. Flips to Scott. 2 down quickly. Oh, that's fine. You made me curious. I had to check it. King 0 for 2 with the walk. Here's the pitch from Sanders now on a 4-8 left-handed. Hard smash to first. Scott will take it himself. And it's a nifty 1-2-3 inning for Ken Sanders. I had to move those computer-only cards before Mookie got to them. Ortega in his second endurance inning now. Top of the order for the Red Sox. Joe Foy to start it off. Foy 0 for 2 with a walk. Ortega the windup and the pitch. It's a 2-7 right-handed grounder to short. Brinkman has it. Fires to Nen, 1 down. I tell you, fellas, I'm smelling extra innings here today. Here's Gosker, 0 for 2. Ortega with the pitch. 2-5 right-handed, and Gosker with a ground ball through, up the middle into center field for a single. Let's check the battery again now with a -1 battery, 12. He's going nowhere. And here's the man who's been the offense for the Red Sox today, Carl Yastrzemski, 2 for 3. He's driven in both of their runs. Ortega working from the stretch. The pitch to Yaz on a 3-9, and he loses him ball 4. And now one more hit or walk will fatigue Ortega. George Scott due, Tony Canigliaro on deck. Dick Lines is ready. 1 down, bottom of the 8th. Camille out to the mound. Ortega says he's okay. We shall see as he gets ready to pitch to George Scott. Scott, the team's RBI leader with 27. And here's the pitch. 4-7 righty. It's a liner towards third base. A single to 3. Just speared by a diving McMullen. Oh my. Dick Lines warming in the pen. Here he is, Al. And here's Tony C. 0 for 3. Ortega trying to get out of the inning. The pitch to Tony is a 1-7 right-handed fly to center playable. Lock backing up on it and makes the catch to retire the side. And we go to the 9th, all knotted up at 2. Ortega's gone all the way for Washington. Sanders, the third Boston pitcher in this one. And he'll be looking at Howard, Nen, and Locke. Okay, to the ninth inning we go, 2-all. Howard 0 for 2 with a walk. Sanders into the windup. The pitch to Frank Howard's a 6-5 right-handed, and he loses in ball 4. Howard at first, and the Senators are going to send in a runner. Fred Valentine will come in and run for Frank Howard. He would remain in the game in left. Sanders with a marvelous -3 hold. Ryan a 0R. That would make Valentine a 14. He's the go-ahead run. He'll have to be held on at 12. Dick Nen, the hitter. Sanders out of the stretch. Pitch to Nen at the 5-5 left-handed, shallow fly to center. On comes Gosker and just does catch up to it. Trotting back to first is Valentine. Here's Locke now. Locke 2 for 3 today. Homered his last time to tie the ball game. Sanders taking his time now. Gets his sign from the stretch. 5-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Locked down on strikes. And it'll be up to Camille. Camille 0 for 3. Here's Sanders' pitch. It's a 1-8 righty. Grounder to short. Smith over to Scott. That'll do it. No runs, no hits, a man left. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Valentine stays in left field. He is a 3E8 -1. And here's Ortega. Jones, Ryan, and Smith due for Boston. Dalton Jones 0 for 3. Ortega 5-5 left-handed. Struck him out. Here's Mike Ryan, the catcher. Ortega's pitch. 1-2, foul ball back at the plate. Camille throws the mask away and makes the catch for the out. George Smith will be the batter with 2 down, or we go to extras. There's the pitch. 3-6, pops him up left side. Brinkman. And we're going to the 10th. Sanders rated 4 for relief endurance. This will be his 3rd inning of work. Let's see if we can see everything here. Refreshing my screen. Oh yeah, I can see it fine. So we have Brinkman, the pitcher's spot, and Savarin for Washington. You got to figure that's the end of the line for Ortega. Brinkman 0 for 3. Sanders into the windup. On a 1-11 righty, it's a foul ball back at the plate. Ryan going back near the screen, and he's got it. And now we will have a batter for Ortega. Fine game for Ortega. He went 9. He allowed 3, 5, 6 hits, 2 runs, walked 2, and he struck out 2, 3, 4. It will be lines coming on, and let's see who the pinch hitter is going to be against Ken Sanders. Not a lot on this bench, I'll tell you that. And the batter will be Don Blasingame. So here's Blasingame, left-handed hitting infielder. On the season, .232, no home runs. Sanders into the windup. 4-2 lefty. It's a fly ball into left field. Yastrzemski there and puts it away. 2 down, and that'll bring up Savarin. Sanders into the windup. The pitch to Savarin. It's a 5-9 left-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Second strikeout for Sanders. 3 fine innings of relief out of Ken Sanders today. 1, 2, 3 go the Senators here in the 10th. New pitcher for Washington. It'll be Lines. And with the pitcher spot leading off, Boston will send up a pinch hitter for Sanders. Sanders, 3 hitless innings. He walked 1. Struck out 2. Let's see what they've got. Left-hander Dennis Bennett throwing in the Boston pen. The batter for Boston is going to be Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli hitting .267 on the season, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. We'll probably figure out a way to leave him in the game at short. Move Smith over to second and get Jones out of there. That's assuming we go to the 11th, of course. Lyons, the left-hander, let's check his numbers on the year. He's been in 11 games, no record, 2 saves, and a 2.92 ERA. A very backwards left-handed card. And he's ready to go to work facing Rico Petrocelli here in the bottom of the 10th. He gets his sign. The pitch to Petrocelli is a 1-7 lefty. Grounder shortstop. Brinkman, 2 Nan. And Petrocelli is retired. That'll bring up Foy. Foy 0 for 3 with a walk. Lyons gets the sign. Here's the pitch. It's a 6-9 right-handed shortstop X. Brinkman again, 2E29. Slow roller, Eddie charging it. He's got it on the run, throws him out. Nice play, Brinkman. And that'll bring up Gosker. Gosker 1 for 3. Or will it? Let's see what else they've got. Not much on the bench, though. Lenny Green, another left-handed hitting outfielder. Then you have Tillman, the other catcher, and Eddie Casco. So Gosker's going to have to hit. Lyons with the pitch. 3-5 struck him out. Now we're going to have some changes here for Boston. Okay, Gosker in center, left, right. We're going to have a slew of changes, actually. The pitcher, Bennett, is going to go into the spot that made the last out. Petrocelli will stay in at short. E38. Smith will move to second, 2E28. And in Jones' spot, Dalton Jones will exit the game, and Lenny Green will go in that spot and be the new center fielder. And that almost empties the bench for Boston. As the lefty, Dennis Bennett comes in to pitch. I'm just taking a minute to regroup, double check these changes. Okay, we're ready to play the 11th. Ken McMullen will lead it off for the Senators. Ken 0 for 3 with a walk today. Bennett gets the sign. On a 6-4 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes McMullen. Here's King against the lefty. Let's see what Washington has on the bench. Not much. The only other outfielder is Kirkland, who's horrible against lefties. And so King will hit. Bennett's pitch to King is a 3-11. Grounder first base. Scott will take it to the bag. 2 quick outs for Bennett. Fred Valentine, who came in to run for Howard. The switch hitter will bat right-handed against Bennett. Bennett, the sign from Ryan, the windup and the pitch is a 4-7. Fly ball into straightaway center. Green is there, and he makes the catch to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Senators in the 11th. Yaz, Scott, and Canigliaro to face Dick Lines. Ron Klein begins to throw in the Washington pen. This 3-game series, including the doubleheader, has really put a toll on both of these teams' bullpens. We've seen a lot of relief pitchers in this series. Yastrzemski will lead off the bottom of the inning. He's 2 for 3 today. Homer, 2 ribbies. Lyons gets the sign. The pitch to Yaz is a 4-6 left-handed. That is belted into the right center gap. He's into second, rounding, headed for third, and Yastrzemski slides in with a leadoff triple. Holy crap, the winning run 90 feet away. Washington will have to pull the infield in for Scott. Canigliaro on deck. Scott 2 for 4. The windup and the pitch to Scott. It's a 4-11. Grounder to second base, B. Infield in. Let me double check it. I think they got the lead man. They sure do. Huge play there. That's going to go 4. We're going to call that 4-2-5 just for fun. Yastrzemski is out. Scott to first. What a huge play that was. Boston on the verge of walking it off, but with the infield in, they get the lead runner. And now it's a man on first and one down. Lions pitching to Tony Canigliaro now. Here's the pitch. It's a 2-5 lefty. Line drive towards third. Single to 9. It's through for a base hit. Holding at second is Scott. The batter, Lenny Green, he'll have to hit. Green's first at bat of the day. Lyons checks the runners. The pitch to Green on a 1-6. Single to right field. Open single. Scott rounding. He's the 13. Right fielder is King, a 0, or keep the bases loaded. They're going to send him. Here he comes. The plate of the plate. 13, and the ball game is over. RBI single, Lenny Green against the left-hander. The only reason he batted is because there's your bench. They didn't have another outfielder. So Lenny Green, who came into the game hitting .203, terrible against lefties, he drives in the game-winning run against a lefty. 3 hits and a run for Boston in the bottom of the 11th. 3-2 the final, and I will have the totals for you in a moment. The crowd going crazy here in Fenway. As Lenny Green has just won the game. That makes a winner out of Dennis Bennett. I'm trying to find him here. He's 3-0 now. One strikeout. Lyons the losing pitcher. That's his first decision. He's 0-1. 1 1/3 for Lyons. 3 hits and a run. No walks and a K. Player of the game. Franklin likes Green. I kind of like Yaz. Homer single triple. He would have scored the run if he hadn't have been forced. Drove in a pair. Hard to argue with Green, though, too. I mean, he won the game. Is that how they normally do it, do you think? Anyone else have an opinion? If a guy gets the walk-off, is he usually the player of the game, kind of automatically? I kind of think Yaz had the better game. Okay, Sox, 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Senators, 2 runs, just 4 hits, no errors. 5 hitless innings of relief for the Red Sox pen. So you're leaving it up to me, huh? I'll tell you what, I'm going to split it then. Co-players of the game will be Yaz and Green. Why not? This just for fun. It's not like they win anything, right? So the Red Sox take the series, 2 out of 3. And that's about it. Thank you, Franklin. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Kenyon. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, everyone. Robert says, Yaz, easy. I lean towards Yaz. I was influenced there. No harm in giving Green a little credit. They can share it. Up tomorrow is going to be Baltimore at California. John Miller for the Orioles, Jack Sanford for the Angels. Usual time, 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. I'm going to get out of here and eat, of course, and wishing you all a very pleasant good evening. Take care, everybody.